We are, folks, at a time when government is crushing business. How many business people I talk to, small business people in particular, the kind of businesses that are in Brown County and the big red counties that cross this country. It's the little guy, the farmer, the rancher. It's the insurance agent, it's the mortgage broker. It's the small manufacturer. It's the local retailer, restaurateur, the dry cleaner. How many of them are being crushed and seeing the burden of regulation from the federal government just continue to go up and make it harder and harder? And just the uncertainty of what's next. In the Obamacare bill, there's 700 places where it says in that bill, the Secretary of Health shall do something, promulgate some rule, some regulation to tell you how to run your life or your business. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the future. That's what's making this, Americans are great and free people. We like to get out and we like to run. And when you put a heavy yoke upon us, we don't act very well. We're not like, your ancestors who came from a country or countries that were used to being ruled. My grandfather came to this country back in 1925. He came first to the city of Detroit and worked for a couple years in the auto factories, lost his job, and ended up in the coal fields of western Pennsylvania. I've been back and visited my relatives. They are wonderful people. I enjoyed them very much, but they were nothing like my grandfather. My grandfather had a great job, lived in a beautiful little bucolic town, could have lived his life out in relative peace, but Mussolini had taken charge of Italy. And he wanted his children and grandchildren to be free. He valued that more than security. He valued being able to raise his family and instill the values that he believed in. To be raised in a church that he wanted them to be in. To be able to reap the fruits of their labor and to be able to live their dreams. And so he came and he sacrificed working in that mine for 30 years till he was 72 years old. Every one of us in this room has that story. Somewhere, maybe even people in this room who forged freedom because they didn't want to be ruled by a king or an emperor or a socialist bureaucracy. We are different here in America. Our DNA is different. The relatives, like my relatives who didn't come because they are different. They are happy being ruled. We are not. We are Americans.
Proud nation. Who is ashamed of the United States of America and wants to apologize for anything that we've done? He does. He has. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to move on with the program tonight. How far out is he? Do we know before he gets here? Okay. That was a great meal, Paul. Yeah, they did a wonderful job. Folks, it's been a pleasure serving as your state representative. Thank you so much for your support over the last 8 years. And I just moved to Lake Winoka, living here in Brown County now. They always say you go home when you get older. And I'm back in Sardinia, a graduate of Eastern High School. It's glad to see some of my classmates here tonight. But it's good. Proud nation. Who is ashamed of the United States of America and wants to apologize for anything that we've done? He does. He has. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to move on with the program tonight. How far out is he? Do we know before he gets here? Okay. That was a great meal, Paul. Yeah, they did a wonderful job. Folks, it's been a pleasure serving as your state representative. Thank you so much for your support over the last 8 years. And I just moved to Lake Winoka, living here in Brown County now. They always say you go home when you get older. And I'm back in Sardinia, a graduate of Eastern High School. It's glad to see some of my classmates here tonight. But it's good.